everybody, it's Monday. It's Monday. I'm doing a VInyasa flow live today. I'm super sore and exhausted. It's been a bit chaotic couple of weeks. So hopefully you can come on and join me. I'm going to start in a wide-legged child's pose, but if you want to start in any pose of your choice, feel free. And again, focus on your breathing in this time. Focus on what your intention is and really focus on clearing your head, clearing your mind, and setting space for yourself. When you don't set time or space for yourself, you're losing out on growing yourself and really feeling in tune with whatever you're doing, because you can really burn yourself out if you're too focused on one area of your life or you're just working too hard in other areas of your life. So I'm going to reach opposite hand and opposite leg out, grab it behind, stretch. This is really going to loosen up your lower back. And then I'm going to do some cat and cows. So look your head up to the sky, then tuck it under and really over exaggerate those moves. I have like a loose string right here. And just really feel it in your upper and lower back. And then I'm going to go back down into a child's pose. And I'm going to go up and I'm going to do a few camel poses. So I'm going to lift my left arm up, reach my right arm behind. I'm going to go back and lift my right arm up and then alternate. And what this is going to do is this is going to warm up your lower back. I actually am not a huge fan of camel poses because in my body, sometimes it doesn't really feel amazing, but sometimes it helps to warm up your back and stretch it out. So, and then make sure both sides are even. And then we're going to come back to all fours. And then we're going to go to our first downward dog. And just begin to walk your dog. Focus internally on your breathing. And remember, if you don't want to do any of these poses, again, this is a breathing practice first. So focus on what you need in this moment. Now I'm going to walk my hands back to my legs, forward fold, half lift, forward fold, stand tall, side bend to the right, center, side bend to the left. I'm going to clasp my hands behind my back, mini back bend, forward fold. I'm going to put my left hand to the ground, twist it, twist my right arm high, gaze follows, and opposite right hand to the ground and left hand tall, gaze follows. And then I'm going to walk my hands out and do a VInyasa. That should feel good. And just walk it out for a moment. Move side to side. And then I'm going to walk it back and do it again. Half lift, forward fold, stand tall. I'm going to tuck my left foot behind my right and do the side bend that way to get more of a stretch. And then I'm going to stand on my toes. And then other side. And then side bend. And then I'm going to clasp my hands behind my back bend, forward fold, side twist, right arm to the sky, gaze follows, right hand down, left hand to the sky, gaze follows. And then walk it out to do your VInyasa. And my cat is out here playing, by the way. She might get in the frame. She plays with this little puffy pom-pom thing. And then I'm going to do it one more time. Half lift, forward fold, stand tall. And I'm going to twist my right arm behind me, gaze follows. Stand tall. Twist over to the left side. Stand tall. Forward fold. You can clasp your hands behind if you'd like, and then twist either side. And then I'm going to walk it out to do a vinyasa. And I'm going to walk my dog real quick. And then I'm going to walk my hands back, and I'm going to do a chair pose. Half lift, forward fold. Pretend there's an imaginary chair behind you. Make sure your tailbone is tucked in. Gaze straight ahead. And you're going to hold this pose for a moment. It's going to heat up your body. If you can go lower, go lower. And just focus on your breathing. That's what really matters in this point in time. Sometimes life can get so chaotic that you can really forget what your purpose or intention is. And you can really forget or lose focus on things or clarity. And it's intentional to revert back to our breath. And this grounding practice of yoga really brings us back to that. So I'm going to bring my hands towards center, twist to the right, gaze follows, keep your chair low, and then go to the left side, gaze follows. And then stand tall, forward fold, half lift, and then walk it out for your vinyasa. Then I'm back in downward dog. So I'm going to lift my right leg high, and then I'm going to step it through, and I'm going to start in a reverse warrior. So I'm going to lift my right arm overhead. Feel the stretch in your side. Then I'm going to put my right arm on my right leg and move my left arm overhead like a swim stroke. So you could feel this all in your side body. And then put my left hand down, and I'm going to lift my left leg out to the up to the sky, right arm up to the sky. This is a reverse half moon. And again, you're going to feel it in your lower back when you twist. Try to do your gaze toward the right hand. And then I'm going to go back to a vinyasa and do this on the other side. So I'm going to lift my left leg high. I'm going to step it through. And then I'm going to do a reverse warrior, left arm overhead. Your right arm dips down your leg. And then I'm going to put my left arm on my left leg, right arm overhead like a swim stroke, gaze follows. And then reverse half moon, your right arm goes to the ground and your left arm goes to the sky, gaze follows toward your left hand. And then back to a vinyasa. So then we're back in our downward dog. We're back to focusing on our breathing. And I'm going to walk it back to do that chair pose. Half lift, forward fold, chair pose. I'm going to twist my right arm behind me, gaze follows. Back to center, left arm behind, gaze follows. Stand tall, back bend, forward fold, half lift. Walk it out to do a vinyasa. And then I'm going to add on to what I did before. So right leg to the sky, step it through, reverse warrior, and then your right arm to right leg, a swim stroke overhead, and then reverse half moon. And then I'm going to go from here. I'm going to take my left leg, bend it over my right, do a temple dancer and twist to the left. And then I'm going to lift my left leg up to the sky, or lift my left leg up and wide, Padangusthasana B. And then I'm going to hold it for a moment. And that balancing or that wiggling you're going to feel in your ankle is strengthening you. And then I'm going to go back down to a vinyasa. and then do those moves on the other side. So left leg high, step it through, reverse warrior, side arm to your left leg, swim stroke right arm overhead, reverse half moon, right hand toward the ground, and then you're going to take your right leg, lift it over your left, turn and twist your hands over your right foot, temple dancer, and Padangusthasana B, but with this side. And hold it for a moment, just for the strength. And then back to the vinyasa. And then we're back in downward dog. You should feel good and warmed up by now. For this next one, I'm going to do it a little bit different. So I'm going to lift my right leg up. I'm going to go into a pigeon's pose real quick. Lay down. You can hold it as long as you want, of course, if your body is craving it. And then I'm going to lift my right leg up, step through warrior two, and then I'm going to go into a triangle pose. So point your right leg toward the front of the room, go forward as much as you can, and then lean out and lift your left arm to the sky. This triangle pose is building side strength. Make sure you're not dumping your body into your leg, and you're gazing up with your left arm. And then we're going to go into a dragonfly twist and then a seated split. And then from here, I'm going to do a one-legged vinyasa. Do the same thing on the other side. Lift your left leg up, warrior two. And then remember, triangle pose on the left side. Gaze up at your right hand. Make sure you're not dumping your weight into your left side. And then from here, we're going to go into a dragonfly twist and seated split. And then one-legged vinyasa. So back to what I was saying about life being chaos. Life can be chaos, and it's up to us to bring it back down and to focus on the positives and what things we have in life that we can be grateful for. Life might not necessarily always be perfect, but perfection is not always 100% there. And when it's not 100% there, we just need to overlook the shortcomings and not get upset over things that aren't as perfect as they appear. So for this pose, I just went through the beginning. I'm going to bend my left knee and lean overhead. Gate pose. And then I'm going to do the rest on the back side of my mat. So I'm going to lift my left leg up, step it forward, warrior two, triangle pose, dragonfly twist, seated split, and then gate pose on this side. Oh. And the gate pose, you can just, feels like amazing. And then vinyasa. And you can do the vinyasas like wide arm or however you want to do it. So yeah, chaos steps in, and sometimes you just forget where you are in life because life gets busy and you just want to introspectively have time for yourself. Well, sometimes you have to set those boundaries and really make time for yourself because your personal health and well-being are essential and your mindset really does matter. So I'm going to step forward into a low lunge here. And I'm going to tell you nothing is more important than how well you take care of yourself and your health, because at the end of the day, you can't give back to anybody or be of importance if you are not fulfilling your mental needs and that always can be an issue. So make sure you take care of yourself and you really focus on what your body is telling you, especially in this practice. So I'm going to go from this pose to do a tripod or headstand, or just do whatever you want to do. You can even do a crow pose where you balance your knees on top of your elbows. So what I'm going to do here is firmly place my hands there, lift my arms overhead, and just do what your body is calling you to do. Sometimes my body craves this because it really helps with blood flow. And other days, my body's just like, no, we can't do that. So, and then a good stretch for you after you come out of that pose is to lean all the way back with your knees bent. It's kind of like a quad stretch. Some people can go all the way down, just don't force it. And I have one last pose that I want to do for us. Standing, and you're going to lift your right leg up, step it through. It's going to be a reverse triangle. So you're going to take your left arm up, place it down next to your right leg, lift your right arm to the sky, gaze follows, and hold it for a moment. If your knee is bent, please pull your leg in because you're not getting the full effect of it. Sometimes you just need to have a shorter stance. And then I'm going to come down, forward fold, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. So twist your left leg facing the back of the room, lift your right arm overhead, put your right hand down, left hand to the sky, gaze follows, and you can really feel the stretch. If you need a block, you can always use a block to bring it back up. Then I'm going to go back to a forward fold. And I'm going to come back to the top of the mat. And the stretching pose that I'm going to do is I'm going to put my legs out wide like this. It's a frog pose. And I'm going to lean forward to get that inner thigh stretching. And while you're in this pose, it might feel tight at first, but the longer that you sit in there, the looser it can be. So just focus on your breathing and focus on getting your breath back down. So amidst the chaos in life, sometimes you just need to slow it down, really focus on what you need in life and not overdo it. I know it's really easy to overdo it. And sometimes I just need that reminder. Sometimes I stay up too late and then I'm really burnt out the next day, but I really need to get back on boundaries for myself where I need to tell myself, hey, I don't need to stay up this late just because I need alone time. Sometimes my body needs the rest, so I need to go to bed earlier. And for me, that's kind of a challenge. So get back up after. If you still feel like you need to do stretching in that pose, feel free to go ahead. But we're going to put your legs out and just like let the blood flow in. Just do a back bend like this. And from here, we're going to go into like a bridge pose. So you're going to put your feet firmly on the ground, your hands at either side. You're just going to lift your bum up toward the sky just to like feel the blood flow in your back. You can hold it here for a little bit longer like me. I'm going to go into a full wheel the next time I do this pose. So sit back down. And then full wheel, you face your fingers in toward you and you lift up. I can stand on my tippy toes to challenge yourself more. And just really feel the stretch. It's such a great stretch or back bend. But if it's not in your practice or in your mind, don't do it. Now, I'm going to lift my right leg over my left and go to the left side. It's like a king's chair pose. And then you're going to look toward the right. Just feeling this twist in your lower back really helps loosen a lot of things. Helps with blood flow. And at the end of the day, I hope this practice has really helped you regain focus or clarity on whatever you may be struggling with. Just remember that we all go through times where we are struggling with certain things, and we might not necessarily have the time to really understand what the meaning is. But if we just take time to breathe and focus on the present, because the present is what matters. I just switched sides and did it on my right side now. You can tell one side of your body is going to be tighter than the other. So for me, this side is definitely tighter than the other. And then I'm going to sit up. I'm going to go into a butterfly pose right now. You don't have to. Just to give my thighs more of a stretch. Because, you sit all day at a desk. And when you're sitting at a desk all day, sometimes your legs can get tight, your thighs, your knees, all of it. So just remember to get up every so now and then and do some walking. So that is the end of my practice for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope you guys have a great start to your week, and go Bills.